Howie Burton served for 19 years. Malcolm Alexander served for 38. Eric Kelly served for 24. All three of these men went to prison for a crime that they didn't commit. In the United States, we have a system of justice. But what happens when that system makes a mistake and ends up promoting injustice? We'll evaluate the issue of wrongful convictions and see what the problem is and how it can be helped. According to the Journal of Law and Human Behavior, our system does not guarantee either the conviction of the guilty or the acquittal of the innocent. And according to the WIRE Forensics publication, they say that more than 2,600 exoneration cases have been documented in the United States since 1989. The Canadian Journal on Criminology goes on to further elaborate on this problem to say the increasing number of high-profile cases of wrongful conviction, often brought to light by DNA exonerations and the publicity associated with these errors, have increased the salience of the issue on the public policy agendas of a number of U.S. states. So the evidence is laid out, and John Daly, talking about the importance of evidence in advocacy, says good evidence brings home the point. I think that this evidence clearly shows that there is a problem in our system of justice, that the wrong people are going to prison. So if the wrong people are going to prison, what can help to solve this issue? I think there are organizations that work to increase our justice system, to make it more just. Organizations like the Innocence Project. According to their own webpage, the Innocence Project works to free the innocent and prevent wrongful convictions, and create a fair, compassionate, and equitable system of justice for everyone. According to the National Association of Civilian Oversight and Law Enforcement, they say since the organization's founding, 329 people have been exonerated through DNA testing in the United States, including 20 who were at one time sentenced to death. So the organization is effective. They have good numbers in showing that they are proving the innocence of people. But the Department of Justice, or justice.org, talks about the Innocence Project, and they say the Innocence Project has identified various factors that contribute to the wrongful convictions and otherwise threaten to negatively impact the criminal justice system. Remember those three names I mentioned at the beginning? Well, people like Howie Burton have actually been exonerated of their crimes. They've been taken out of prison and proven innocent by the work of the Innocence Project. Now, I want you to picture with me two worlds. One where the guilty are not punished, where the innocent go to prison and the guilty get to run free. Well, that's what we have right now. But the second is a world where justice is served. The guilty are punished and put away. The innocent are protected and upheld. That's the kind of world that we could see with an increased support for organizations like the Innocence Project. So, what can you and I do to help this organization? Well, it's clear that there's a problem in the criminal justice system, that we have a problem of wrongful convictions. And organizations like the Innocence Project help. So here's how you can help. The first thing that you can do is sign petitions. On the Innocence Project website, they have current campaigns that are running right now to promote justice and to free those who are wrongfully convicted. So you can sign those petitions and support those campaigns. Second thing you can do is donate money. Organizations like the Innocence Project require funding in order to fund these legal campaigns, in order to fund these legal battles and protect the innocent, and your money can help. But the third thing that you can do is join local organizations. The Innocence Project is an umbrella organization with many different levels across the United States, and so there are different organizations that you can join that fall under the Innocence Project. But to maybe give a biblical perspective on this idea of advocacy and the idea of justice, let's look at a couple different things. First, Proverbs 31 verse 9 says, "Open your mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy." And all throughout Scripture, we see that God is a God of justice. So there's a moral aspect here that as Christians, we need to plead for justice. We need to support justice. There's a moral obligation. You see, our system is good, but it can make mistakes. Wrongful convictions are a real problem that have very individual and personal impacts. Remember people like Howie Burton and Sandra Hem and countless others who have been wrongfully imprisoned. We have an obligation to protect justice, but that's a goal that we can only achieve together.